What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1!
and once again, we're back at it to answer more questions from you guys in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. Also, we have super thanks. So if you guys want to support the channel, if you enjoy watching us and want your question answered, hit us up with a super thanks. You can ask us whatever you want, and we will answer it for the next episode. Guaranteed.
Yes, so we actually have two super thanks in this one. The first one is not a question, but we gotta say it anyway, and that is by Jonah Colombo. He says, thanks.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Also, again, if you just want to support the channel and don't want to say anything, just
comment. Yep. We'll get to it after the super thanks. This one is by Ali2567, and his super thanks question is, would you guys rather bag a Sister of Battle or a Goth Drukhari GF?
That's a really good question, and I think what you need to think about is that a sister of battle, her personality is very goal-oriented. She is in that position not because she really wanted it to, but because she went through the School of Progenium and then not the School of Progenium, I'm sorry, went through the, whatever the Sisters of Battle coven thing is, but basically, she was an orphan of the Imperial Adeptus Administratum, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you have to remember that you're always going to come second to her because number one will always be capital G-O-D-D, God, a.k.a. the God Emperor.
I had to pause for a second. Wait, what? Jesus? Whereas the Drukhari chick, she's just in it for fun, man.
Mm-hmm. Whips and chains excite her.
Yeah, she's not going to be like somebody you want to take to, your parents or anything like that because, again, she's just in it for...
sexual gratification. Gratification? Satisfaction? Mixing words right there.
So I guess you have to answer, are you there for a good time or the long time?
Mm-hmm. And if you want to go to church every Sunday... But it's the Imperium, so if you want to go to church every day, then you have to go with the Sister of Battle.
Yeah, personally, I would choose the Drukhari Goth chick. Yep.
I think I would go with the Sister of Battle. Now, which particular one would you go? I think I have to choose the Hospitaller.
I thought that was just a given. If you're a Sister of Battle, you have to be the one that's in the military.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you want to be like a Canoness, a Hospitaller, Zephyrim?
Oh, yeah. The Zephyr is because she's good with her mouth. Oh, no, but I chose the Drukhari.
Yeah, that's right.
So, no, and
you're just going to be in a witch coven.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to throw ropes at you.
And wear a gimp suit.
That's a good time. Yeah.
Next question.
This one is by...
Oh, thank you for the super thanks.
That's right. And why not? You guys answer that question, too, in the comments. It'll be very interesting to see which one you guys choose.
Drukhari or... Sister of Battle.
Condor DCS says, does Cyphus Cain and Amberley's Whale have a kid? I've only read the 5 Cain books. The last one I read is when he was on Primunda, fighting against the Tyranids. Also, on that same question, do Inquisitors have children? The Sororitas have loyalty of blood, nothing like loyalty of blood, etc.
I can answer the first question, and that's that Inquisitors can. They have restrictions, but they're Inquisitors. They don't really need to abide by those restrictions, and they haven't. A lot of books show that love is in the air, and they get wrapped up in that, and then they have babies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never really read any of the Cyphus Cain books, so I can't really answer that first part for you. But it'd be pretty cool, because I think having children and stuff like that adds another dynamic to 40K that we don't really see too often, because usually it's war, blood, hopelessness. Why bring a child into that type of galaxy where, if you join any planetary defense force, you're almost guaranteed to lose your life doing that. So to know that there's procreation and love and stuff like that, that's a whole different side.
Yeah, and it creates a lineage and a legacy that I think is pretty cool. If you check out our 40 Facts and Lore on Space Marine families, even that concept of Space Marines or families giving up their children to become Space Marines is kind of cool. Most of them don't make it; they all die, but the majority die. But I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, one of the most notable aspects of this is seen in the Imperium with the Astra Militarum. Commissar what's his name? Creed had a daughter, and she actually got a model just recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I made a little video about it. I mean, it's. I think it leaked, so they put out the video like 2 months ago, and then they never really talked about it. But yeah, there is a new Creed model for
his daughter.
Creed's daughter. Yeah, who's the wife?
Next question comes from JD. If the Emperor is a perpetual, once he eventually dies on the Golden Throne, would he regenerate and come back to life?
So the reason why it has no answer is because it hasn't happened yet. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed that that is what will happen by like the community. The Emperor is indeed a perpetual. We know this because Vulcan is a perpetual, and whatever aspects the Primarchs have, they came from the Emperor. So the Emperor being a perpetual, usually when perpetuals die, they come back.
Right.
But the Emperor has to die in order for him to come back, and since he's in like some weird type of like suspended animation, half-life, half-death state, that is why he hasn't, came back or rejuvenated himself to be able to come back.
Right, yeah. But time will tell. Maybe like in the future as because GW is progressing the story somewhat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what they would do though if like they brought back the Emperor, if he would have a model. Also, he's a skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's that going to look like?
And on that same note, Oscar Jordan says, have you guys read the newest book where they say that the Golden Throne only has 100 years left?
No.
Yeah, I've started reading the Horus Heresy, so I'm way far in the timeline of like the newer books when they come out. Not to say I have to read every single one till I get to the newer ones, but knowing that the Golden Throne is basically a ticking clock to when it hits midnight, doomsday happens because the Emperor will die when the throne fails. And that's going to open up portals of demons just spewing into Terra, and it's going to be like a hell on earth type thing. That's pretty much going to happen. At least that's what I think. And then the Emperor will rejuvenate, come back, and then he'll start his campaign again to reclaim Terra, take out all the chaos influencers and the gene stealer cults that are on Terra and kind of start off a second great crusade of sorts.
It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So much money that's going to be spent. Next question comes from Nikes25. Can the Emperor be sick or has ever been sick? He's been sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Did you not see him grinding on that skateboard?
Exactly. A lot of people don't know this, but he's actually Tony Hawk.
He is, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's why Tony Hawk often gets asked, hey, did you know you look like Tony Hawk?
Yeah. It's really the Emperor.
Right.
Next question.
This one's by Living Metal. What would happen if Magnus killed the Emperor and sat on the Golden Throne instead? That's kind of what originally was supposed to happen. The Emperor always intended Magnus to sit on the throne and power the Astronomicon. So I think Magnus would be doing himself a horrible fate by doing that.
Yeah, but I don't think he would be trapped. I think Magnus would be powerful enough to manipulate the Golden Throne, but also like the Golden Throne was supposed to be for the Webway portal.
Right.
So there has to be some type of connection with the Golden Throne and navigating through whatever Webway the Emperor was creating. So I think if he sat on the Golden Throne, then he would just allow like different portions of the realms of the Chaos Gods to manifest all over Terra. So like you'll have the Chinese continent or China continent, I forget what they're called on Terra, but that one just exploding with like Nurglings, and then in North America, or what used to be North America, that's where Zinch would come out and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool. Pero quién sabe?
Yeah.
Next question.
This is by Anath Ardagrar. Why do the Orcs speak Galactic Standard? Because I feel like any sci-fi thing, whenever you introduce like aliens, xenos, whatever it is you want to call them, other civilizations, it's like, how do they communicate?
Right.
And the easiest way is, we're not even going to touch that subject. They just understand each other.
Yeah, and I don't think I think what it is because the story is told through the perspective of the Imperium. The Imperium thinks that like they speak like a dumbed down version of Low Gothic.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's just the few greenskins that actually communicate with humans that make that like
pick
a
up
thing.
on that.
Yeah, because in reality, the lore states that they communicate through a variety of gurgles, grunts, and growls, and roars, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they have their own little language. but it's mostly aggression.
And I think when it comes to, like, we've seen it best with the Tau, when they integrate other xenospecies into their own, for the greater good concept and stuff like that. They do have translators and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
as can be seen with the helms that the Vespid wear, because Vespid just speak in vibrations, so the helms allows them to communicate.
Right, yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. We appreciate all the super thanks, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow.
As always, it's been the Sound Alchemist here with
Gershwin.
and we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first.